Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Behind the Curtain. NBA season starts now. Fellas, introduce yourselves.
What's good? It's your boy Woo Kid 36. Don't forget the 36. You get missed.
GPS 1979, represent Memphis.
All right, got a little surprise for y'all today. Make sure y'all.
Be better than Ewing or Dikembe Mutombo, former Georgetown star. Now Grayer zips it into Mullen. Here's by 10. Warriors have only 9 players. What a pass by Hardaway. Impressive.
Has been very content to be the playmaker in the past, or that time now. Here got another layup, but they throw it over the heads.
Here's Mullen. He's got the finger roll plus to Hardaway. He pushes it down. Cross-court Mullen. He stops. He pops. It drops. Kevin Lynch coming alive here in the second half. 3
This is my guy, Chris Mullen. 5-time NBA All-Star, first team NBA, second team and third team. Career 17,911 points, 4,000 rebounds, 3,400 assists. My man shot 50% from the field, 87% from the line, and 38%. One member of Run TMC, better known as Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullen. None other than my guy, Chris Mullen. Fellas, what can y'all say about Chris Mullen?
Go ahead, GPS.
Okay. So I love Chris, man. Like you say, he was a member of Run TMC. Left Hand Assassin was almost as pure as they get. I used to play with him, but not back then. Like when I was playing video games, when he got traded to Indiana, it was him and Reggie Miller. So I would run Jalen Rose, and I had both of them in the corner, and you couldn't cheat off either one of them. That was my thing, man. I used to eat people up like that. So either I'm going to go past you or you're going to give up a 3. Your choice.
Then you had the Dutchman in the center.
Yep. Yes, you definitely did. The Duncan Dutchman, Rick Smith. Shout out to Rick Smith, y'all.
But yeah, hell of a player, though. Follow him from the Golden State years, but he transitioned. He had a little experience. I don't know if he got hurt or what happened over the years. I can't remember exactly. I know he had a little problem with the ball at one point. But prior to that, though, he was a hell of a player. You can't go wrong with him. What you got for us, Sean?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I loved him because he's a lefty. I love my lefties. And like you said, he had a pure jump shot. I loved his jumper. I mean, you couldn't stop him going left. Everybody knew he was going left. He was still going left, and he was still going to pull up with the little jumper. He used to run that floor with Tim Hardaway and them. I used to love him back then. But like you said, when he went to Indiana, I used to play with him on 2K. Man, that was my squad. It was nothing you could do with them, you know. His jumper, then Reggie. And then, like you said, you had Jalen Rose out there. And I think they had Detlef Schrempf then, too. Man, that was a squad back there. And they had the Dell brothers. Man, I used to love running with them. But yeah, Chris Mullin was my.
And another thing that people don't realize was that he was also a part of the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was one of the greats on that Dream Team. That should let you know how great of a player this dude was. He was on the Dream Team. You know what I'm saying? So like, if that don't let you know how good of a player he was, I don't know what is. If you were part of that legendary team, and the only thing I feel bad for this guy is he never won a championship. I felt like he should have at least won. Like the Indiana team should have won at least one championship. With as stacked as that team was, I don't understand how they never won a championship. But it goes with the win. So
I did like that.
Yeah, they had every position. It was almost like they were the Portland of the Midwest. They can't say East Coast because Indiana, but it was almost like the Portland of the Midwest. Like they were that good. But unfortunately, you know, they.
You said unfortunately it went out, Don. We can't hear you. No, can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. So I had to go out and come back in.
Should be jumping right back in.
Yeah.
We good now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, in your opinion, who is the best player in the NBA? I'm gonna throw this directly at you, Sean.
Player?
Individual
Or
player.
who's playing the best?
Individual player. Who is in your opinion, who is the best player in the NBA? Person, player.
My best player right now, I'm about to go with Luka.
Okay.
Taking Luka.
Rome?
I'm gonna go with a pre-injured Embiid, man.
I'm not mad at that at all.
I'm gonna get a big man.
Say it again.
I said I'm gonna get a big man some love.
Okay. I'm gonna go with SGA right now. I think he's playing the best, and he have his team at the top spot in the NBA right now. So I'm gonna go with SGA. Now it could change, but right now, I think he's playing the best, and I think he's doing the most. So I'm gonna go with SGA.
He's consistent.
Yeah,
he's been very consistent.
They got him right now at the 2 spot, a game behind Minnesota, or 2 games behind Minnesota. So personally, I'm gonna just say him. It's weird because Sean, you brought this dude up a while ago. Like I wasn't on the train. I was like, whatever. But you brought him up a while ago, and you said like he'd be making moves and stuff. So, and obviously, because if you look at his team where they rank right now, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is winning games. So now let's get into the topic at hand. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So how do y'all really feel about All-Star Weekend? The Friday night, Saturday night, and then definitely Sunday night.
I think the whole All-Star Weekend was terrible.
That's it?
Go ahead, GPS.
Okay, so I did like the 3-point shooting contest. I thought it was pretty decent. You know, I like that about it. Even added Stephen, you know, the female they had going against them. Dunk contest, I don't think there's enough participants, and I hate that it's not the best players, you know, that's actually participating. sophomore game, rookie sophomore game, whatever it's called now. That was kind of a blur celebrity game, you know. Didn't watch. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch the All-Star game. They don't, you know, it's not competitive enough for me. Like, you know, it's just pretty much a layup line the whole time, and you know, at least back in the day when they BS the fourth quarter, you know, everybody kind of played hard to try to win. But now it's just like an exhibition, you know, the whole game. So I didn't even waste my time watching it.
Yeah, I will say this about this All-Star game. They played more defense than they played in previous All-Star games. At least it wasn't just, you know, letting them go and dunk and stuff like that. At least they kind of tried, you know what I'm saying? Previous All-Star games, it was like you said, it was just late line. They was going dunking, you know, little walking up down the court. This time they was at least playing a little bit of defense. At least the East was playing more than the West too, but it still wasn't. I don't know. They need to change something. Something has to change. Give them who wins or something, like East versus West. Like, say you're the number one seed, you just got home court advantage through your Eastern Conference or your Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to the championship, whoever wins the All-Star game gets the court advantage. You know what I mean? Because always East versus West anyway. Right. So that way you got to play for something. You know, something got to be done.
Yeah. One thing. Oh, go ahead. One thing I do. I don't like the dunk contest as far as like how, and this might be why people got away from it. I think Toppin was robbed. I think he had better dunks than Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown's star power, or maybe they bet on him. I don't know. But he got through the round. And I think Toppin, you know, I think both players that didn't make it to the second round had better dunks than Jaylen Brown. You know, I thought it was kind of basic. And maybe that's why cats don't participate, because it is a popularity contest.
I definitely agree with you on it.
I agree with you.
I thought that once Jaylen Brown's name was in it, I was like, it's over with. Like, I've seen this dude dunk plenty of times. I've never seen him like do no highlight dunks to be like, yo, he get like, you've seen players dunk before, and you be like, yo, if so-and-so's in dunk contest, it'll be on. But I've never seen a dunk from him to be like, oh, okay, I see what you're working with. No, the dude has never dunked anything outside of what you've seen in the dunk contest. And the dunks that he did was, like you said, basic dunks. Like, I want to see a dunk contest with dunks I know I can't do. I can't even imagine about doing. These jokers literally was just like, Toppin's dunk was pretty nice. McClung's dunk was nice, but he's a smaller guy compared to Jaylen Brown and the rest of them. So to me, his dunks are going to look better because he's smaller. But like for Jaylen Brown and them, like, I don't know. I'm at my wit's end with the dunk contest. I don't think they should have it anymore. And another thing about what you were saying, Sean, somebody, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Gilbert Arenas. Give them an incentive to actually want to play the game, the All-Star game. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how much more money do you need to pay these dudes to play basketball? Like why don't I keep paying you to play basketball? Like, that's your job. You're already getting paid to do it. So why am I giving you more and more incentives to keep playing, to play harder than what you're playing? Like, I understood what he was saying, but it doesn't make sense to me, because I'm not going to, I'm paying more money to play basketball, which you're already doing. So why would I keep paying you more money to play basketball to win the game? Like, I don't know. I understood what he was saying, but I was like, I don't agree with it. Because if you're an all-star, you're making good money. Like, if you made the all-star team, you're making good money. So how much money can I give you to play harder?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know when it changed to crossover, man, but somewhere down the line, the players just quit playing completely. Like, they used to, you know, mess around, you know, first half, first three quarters and play hard fourth. Now it seems like they barely play at all. And I don't know if it's because they make so much money now. You know, I have seen players say that they play harder in like the pickup games in the summer. So if you can play hard there, why you can't play hard, you know, for the All-Star game? Y'all supposed to be the 24 best players in the world.
I agree.
That's a very good. Because to me, if you could run like that for free, you know what I'm saying? If you could play ball like that for free, Why can't you play like that in the All-Star game? Like, why is it? That's why I say I think they should put that one-on-one in All-Star weekend. Give these jokers an amount of money to say, hey, play one-on-one. Or somebody suggested this. I think it was Stephen A. Smith said about the dunk contest. Go to city, get the top dunkers, drop it down to the 10 best dunkers, and then go from there and have that as the dunk contest, as opposed to you having, and he said the winner gets $1 million, as opposed to you having these all-stars, fake all-stars in the dunk contest that don't really want to be in the dunk contest. Have some, what you said a while ago, Sean, had them dunkers, them YouTube dunkers, have them from city to city, get it to 10, let them play. And as far as the all-star, I would rather you just go ahead and name me as an all-star than continue to put this crap out here that nobody wants to see. Like, I want to see a competitive game. If you ain't gonna be competitive, just put your names on the list. They all-star, and you keep on going.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that.
It's just like they wasting time and money, and they was like, well, the sponsor is this and the sponsor is that. I get that. That's cool. But the problem is what? You not playing hard. Like, y'all play harder in the regular season game than this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's the point? Like, I'm good. Like, just do away with it. And if they don't want to play hard, whatever. So, did y'all like the Sabrina and Steph show, or y'all didn't like it?
It was cool.
Okay.
That's one thing they could do too. Bring like more of the ladies in.
Mm-hmm.
Do something like that, you know. Incorporate them in, you know, because if they start crossing them dudes up, because to me, if I'm coming to All-Star game, I'm coming out here to kill y'all. I'm not coming out here to play around and stuff like that. I'm coming out here to hoop. And I know it's the best players out here, so I'm out here to hoop.
True. You said put Brittany Griner in the dunk contest, Rome?
So for me personally, I'd rather them get rid of the skills challenge. You know, like, I don't know which one of y'all sent the post, but how big the you know, when you pass to is now, it's the changes. You know, you damn it like ocean. So I'd rather see them get rid of that. Maybe like do the one-on-ones. I would love to still see the dunk contest, but I think it should be more than 4 players, and I think it should be the best. Like Zion, like Ja. It got to be like the you know, the next generation. They got to compete to me for it to be exciting. And that way everybody can be cheating. And I think you should get more than 2 dunks before you eliminate it. You know, like I think that's, you know, being eliminated.
Yep.
But you know, it's like
fans vote on the dunks.
Yeah, it's a time thing though. Because remember, before it would be like 1 o'clock in the morning before in the All-Star weekend. Now it's literally probably over at 11:10, 11:15 at the latest. But I remember we was growing up, the dunk contest would be up till like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning because you had to watch them do 6 people do all of their dunks. But now it's like literally it's over at 11 o'clock and that's it. And it's just like, dude, this is dumb. Like, because they're not going to change it, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I like the fact that they got a timer on it, you know, because I think that's the Chris Anderson rule where he missed all them dunks and kept trying between him and Nate. I mean, like, so I like the fact that, you know, if you ain't got it by now, whether it's 90 seconds, whatever it is, you know, we're going to move on. But I just think, like, win a dunk contest, it should take more than 2 dunks to determine who's going to, you know, make it to the next round.
Exactly.
Shouts out to Daryl Armstrong, who missed like 10 dunks in a row. Shouts out to him.
Yeah, he was one of them too.
But I do agree with you, Sean. I do think that, like, if they could incorporate something else along with because now the next question was, who would be the next shooters involved in the next competition? Who would it be? Would it be Caitlyn Jenner? Not Caitlyn Jenner. What's the girl name? Caitlin Clark. Have her go up against, I didn't mean to say Caitlyn Jenner. Have her going up against, like, who was the next great shooter? Like, I wouldn't say Anthony Edwards. Who's a good shooter?
Dame?
Yeah, against the Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like that. So you could keep it kind of going. So you could pretty much match up shooter for shooter in a sense. I mean.
One thing I would like to see, man, I think these are the only 2 people who are really capable of it. I want to see Steph and Dame have a contest from long range, like whether it be from half court, but beyond the 3-point line. They got so much range and so much skill that I wouldn't mind seeing them 2 going at it, whether it be a horse, you know, trick shots, who can make deep, you know, the longest shots. But, you know, when we watch the skills challenge, it took took them cats like maybe 15, 20 shots to make one from half court. Dame over there pulling up damn near 2 for 2. You know, it's just ridiculous, man. Like his percentage from that deep, I think Steph, you know, has that range. I would like to see them maybe duel it out, you know, just from deeper, because at this point they beyond the 3-point range. Just those two cats to me.
So then have a game of horse then.
I got to put Trey in there too.
Yeah.
Trey cool, but you think he got the half court range like Steph and Dame?
Yeah,
because
Luka
he was one of the you know, he was on the skills team. It took him, you know, he didn't make one in like probably 10 shots.
I mean, but I would still put him in the competition because he could still shoot it like that.
Yeah.
That's just what I would do. You don't have to, but that's probably what I would do. All right. So, what two teams, well, let's say 3 teams out of each conference you think is going to be trending towards the end of the season, East and West? Like, you think the same teams that's already in first, second, and third place going to be the same teams at the end of the season for the East and the West? So right now you have Boston, Cleveland, and Milwaukee, 1, 2, 3. The Knicks 4, 76ers 5, and Pacers 6. And then in the West, you have Minnesota, OKC, the Clippers, Nuggets, Phoenix, and the Pelicans. There's 6. So you think any changes are going to be occurring from now until then?
Nah. I think everybody's set at their little spot. I think now 4 through 10, those gonna be some big changes. But I think the top is good. They got a nice window between everybody as far as wins and stuff like that. Because I don't think New York is gonna go on a run without Julius Randle to pull them in the top spot. And then I don't think Philly is either without Embiid. Then I think Denver may be able to move up, but I think they're set right there. 1, 2, and 3, both sides, East and West.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Don, when you say April, I kind of agree with Sean. It might not change much, but they don't necessarily mean they're going to be the best 3 teams when it comes playoff time. And I'm referring to like experience and things of that nature.
Right.
Affect a lot.
I agree.
So I'm looking at the West. So Minnesota is 39 and 16, right? And so the 10th seed right now is the is the Warriors at 27 and 26. So I would think between that 1 and 6, between T-Wolves, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets, Suns, and Pelicans, there's going to be some fluctuation in between them. I don't think Minnesota going to be able to hold off a team like the Clippers because the Clippers only 3 games back right now. Phoenix is 6 games back, and I think them two gonna make some moves in the relation to like they gonna go up in the standings. I don't think Minnesota gonna hold that spot for too much longer. I think
Dallas is coming, baby. That's my team.
Okay, so Dallas right now is 32 and 23. They in the 7th spot. So they a game behind the Pelicans. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be some fluctuation in the next 2 weeks. The teams is gonna be going up and down. Now in the East, like you said, Sean, I don't see much changing. I'd be surprised if too much changes. Besides Philly going up higher than what they are right now with Embiid, Miami Heat and Orlando Magic. I kind of want to put the Bulls in there, but they kind of too up and down for me right now. But the Heat. Yo, I like the Bulls, man. I really like the Bulls. I like Kobe. Huh?
Top 3 though?
No. I'm not. Hell no, I'm not. My bad, Sean. No disrespect.
Okay, you said top 3. That's why I asked.
No. I'm saying like top 3 is relation is the one say that's pretty much gonna be the same in the East.
Right.
But what I'm talking about is after that, like I'm saying, 7, 8, and 9 are gonna fluctuate up and down. I think the Heat and the Magic are gonna move up. Whether it is gonna be the 76ers or the Pacers, somebody's gonna go down and the Heat is gonna go up. That's what I was saying.
76ers.
76ers, yeah.
Yeah, so then as they drop, the Heat and Magic gonna probably start rising because they both 30 and 25. So do y'all think it's fair that to blame Doc Rivers for this bad start for the Bucks right now? Is it just? Let me ask you that question. Is it just that we blame Doc Rivers for right now?
Yep. This dude is terrible. There's no way that you inherit a top seeded team and you got them trending downwards when there was nothing you needed to do but sit there. Like literally, they're that good. Only thing they were complaining about was their defense. And that clip that I sent, it showed like, okay, I get it. I see what y'all was pissed off about. You know, they telling you go double, that dude scored, and you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay down here so this dude can't score down here. You know, so I understand all that, but I don't. You've been saying it for years. Doc is a terrible coach. He's not a good coach. I don't know what he's doing. You got a great team. I mean, you basically got like a Boston all over again. A good world-oiled team, and you just got to sit back there and let them run it. And I don't know what you're doing. There's no way y'all should be, 3-7?
3-7 CC took over.
Under him?
Yep. 3-7.
Firing him.
So for me, man, I want whatever footage Doc got on Adam Silver or the rest of the league, whatever he got. He can hire, man. I need to use him so I can get me some credentials in the league. But they probably should have never let Griffin, Adrian go. It wasn't him. Like, they got rid of the heart of the team to me and Drew, as far as like defensively wise. And you chose when you got Dame, you chose offense, over defense, and you telling me that we're gonna, score more to win. Like that to me, that was the plan moving forward. And you get Dame, and now you playing dumb like you didn't know what he brought to the table. I just don't understand it.
But did you see the clip I sent when he's trying to tell them to go play defense up here and don't front down here?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's common sense. Like, come on, man. You can't be telling your big man to come out from protecting the hole to go guard a big man who ain't going to shoot.
Yeah, he was pissed, too.
To me, that's just common sense.
I can't
I don't know why you keep telling him that. And it was over and over. So, I mean, to me, that's not a good coach. If you keep telling me to do the same thing, I keep telling you, look, he's scoring again. Why am I going to keep doing it? I'm going to have to come out the game. I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
I can't rock with him.
I can see that, but hell, we see Doc wasn't the answer, though.
Yeah, I agree.
So my issue with him is, right, he made this comment about he wasn't sure why they wanted him to coach the team. So I'm saying to you, why did you accept the job then? Like, they didn't put a gun to your head and say you gotta accept this job. Like, you chose to accept the job. So you knew going into it what you had to deal with before you even started the position. And now you acting like you don't know what to do. Like, come on, man. You have like you said, Sean, you have one of the better players, if not the best player in the league. You actually have two of them. You have Dame and you have Giannis, two of the better talents in the NBA. And there's no way they should be looking like this. Like, no way at all. They should not be looking this bad. Because to me, like you said, I'm on autopilot. I'm letting y'all do what y'all do. What was y'all doing prior to me getting here for winning? Because obviously you had a winning record before I got here. So what was y'all doing then? And what we're going to do is run the same exact thing that y'all was doing then. And we're going to do it now because it was obviously working. So why would I change that?
Right. And they lost to my Memphis Grizzlies with a whole GD squad and all injury team, man. That was ridiculous, man.
I ain't want to bring that up, but I'm glad you brought it up, Jerome. I'm thankful that you brought that up.
He's trying to get in.
Oh, is he? Oh, he not on here. I don't see him on here.
He in the
No, he's not in the waiting room.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not in the waiting room.
He watching though.
Oh, tell him. Hold on. I'm gonna send a link to him. On the comments, and he can get in that way. But to me, I just look at it like you knew this dude's track record. I don't know how this dude's still getting jobs. I don't know why he's even taking these jobs at this point, because to me, you have succeeded your expectations. You got your championship. I don't think you're going to ever get another one. I don't care what team you coach, unless you bring it back Moses Malone, Michael Jordan, like you bringing back them type of players, George Gervin. Other than that, you had way too many opportunities to win another title, and you always come up short. So to me, you're never going to get over the hump to be a great coach. Yeah, you're going to win all of these games, but when it really matters, what you going to do? Absolutely nothing. So yesterday, as I'm scrolling the Twitterverse, I see this right here. Jacque Vaughn gets fired. How do you fire this man after All-Star break? Shouldn't you have done that before All-Star break? Why would you wait till after All-Star break to fire this man? They got blown out by 50 against Boston before All-Star break. So you literally wait for the All-Star break to conclude, hey, I don't think he's a good coach right now. You ain't think about that before they got blown out by 50 points to Boston? Like, that was just not mind-boggling, the fact that you waited till after All-Star break to fire him, but not before All-Star break. All right, we're going to let him go to Cabo. We're going to let him go to Cancun. And then as soon as he come back and try to check into the office, we're going to deny his privileges. And then we're going to post that he was fired. Come on, man. Make some sense of this.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This to me, I thought he was gonna let him go a long time ago. I'm not sure why they waited either. I don't understand the sense of that. You know, I thought part of the reason they moved the trade deadline up was to, stop awkwardness. The DeMarcus Cousins rule. Pretty much what he learned during the press conference.
Right.
So don't do that. Why fire me while I'm on vacation? Thinking I'm going to go coach next week. Well, you could have been did it a long time ago.
You think he was a bad coach?
Like, maybe. I thought he was decent. But, I ain't gonna lie. So, last year he did a pretty decent job, with the Dwight Hay, with John. But I don't think he improved like they thought he would. Maybe they got tired of his voice. I'm not for sure what happened. But he just didn't have the same impact this year as he did last year.
Do you think their team is better? You think their team is capable of being in the play-in?
Well, I won't say the team is better. Maybe that's what it is too. Like, so maybe Brooklyn had expectations based off the job that he did last year.
I think I agree with you on that. I think Ben Simmons hurt them a lot with him not being there and playing, because you see what he's capable of doing when he's out there playing, especially when they got a nice little nucleus. They're young, but Ben Simmons, I think, would have really helped them, and they had more depth coming off that bench. Even though he'd been a starter, that would knock some down to the bench. And I think they'd have been fine then. I think they could have made the play-in. But now, I don't know. Maybe this new coach, whoever they get, would turn around. I mean, they ain't that far out to play in. They're only 2 games back. I think they can make it over Atlanta.
He actually had a winning record with the Nets, which was surprising. But I don't know. That was just messed up in my opinion. Like, you can't fire this man during that time. Like, either fire him before or fire him, like you said, Rome, during the season when he wasn't doing good. But to me, I don't think that team is constructed that good, because you don't know what direction this team is going. Like, besides Mikal Bridges, like, who is your focal point on the team? Like, is Mikal Bridges your focal point?
Well,
are you building around? Well, that's what I'm saying. Who are you building around? Because right now isn't many different directions.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you another problem though too. Cam scoring 40 points in back-to-back games and he didn't even play them. That's kind of crazy. I don't know what narrative or the reason is behind that, but you need points. You got a player that's capable of scoring 40. You inconsistent with his minutes, so maybe he just wore off on the young cats. He old school. He kind of grew up in a different era, so maybe he haven't adapted to the new generation.
Or maybe, just maybe, he just wasn't a good fit from the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve Nash probably could do better with this team than he did with Kyrie and Durant now. That's what I think. I think this team will be better for him to coach then that Kyrie, because you gotta think about it, you're dealing with Kyrie, Durant, and Harden all at the same time. That's 3 strong personalities on one team.
Right.
Now with this team, who's your strong personality? Mikal Bridges? Like that's your, huh?
He seemed laid back. I don't know if he got a strong personality.
But even still, I think that this team is better coached, will be better coached than the other team.
Right.
Than what you have in Harden, Kyrie, because you got to think about those are 3 dogs. And you coming in there like, hey, guys, let's kick a little soccer ball today. Guys, come on. Let's do – no, man. You need somebody that's going to get in their faces type of coach, in my opinion. And so to me, if he can coach – if he could coach this squad, I think they would be a lot better than the squad he had coached previously. But
they didn't respect Nash.
Right. And the thing is, you hired Kevin Ollie as your interim coach, right? And you know how this is going to go. They're going to win some games. It's going to look good for a second. And then they're going to hire him next season. And then they're going to go back down again. Then they're going to fire him. So it's like you got to go get a coach that you know for a fact is going to be a coach there for a long period of time. If these players can't buy into your system or to the coach's system, it ain't going to never work.
No, I agree with you. You got any candidates you think would be good for the job? Either one of y'all?
Not me.
No, I don't. Not for that job. Yeah, not for that job. It got to be somebody that's up and coming, like an assistant coach on somebody else's team, like a winning organization type thing. So like some of the coaches, I would actually go out to somebody on Tyronn Lue's bench. That's whoever's been sitting there for a while. I would go out to somebody like that.
Right.
Like Sean said, a younger up-and-coming coach, you know what I'm saying, that just hadn't had the chance to, you know, to branch out and actually spread his wings. I would go for a coach like that because you're learning a lot from Ty Lue and you've seen how he works and operates with those top-notch caliber players. So, and he has the experience of working with LeBron, meaning Ty Lue. So you're getting all of that, and you can take that to your next stomping ground, whatever that may be.
Yeah, and you know that is a job for a rookie coach. I mean, a veteran coach that's got good experience, he's not going to take that job to
No.
So it's got to be a new up and coming coach, I think too.
Yeah. Because you got to think about it. You dealing with essentially a bunch of kids. So, like seriously, I'm pretty sure the average age is probably like about 24. Even though that's older than basketball years, but in real life, that's not really.
I
old.
agree with you.
So, do y'all think is any team out there that can catch the Celtics, or is Celtics a foregone number one?
So for me, catching them, probably not. But I think it's some teams that they might match up well with in the playoffs.
Who might?
But fairly catching them, if that makes sense.
Who might match up with them?
So, well, it really mine is the West, not necessarily the East. But I think a healthy Philly team would be a problem for them. And if Milwaukee ever get it together, I don't think that'd be a good matchup for them either, if they can get it together.
First of all, we smoking Miami next. I mean, not Miami, the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee. We smoking Milwaukee.
Yeah,
not worried about that.
I agree.
I don't know.
We smoking as long as Doc Rivers is the head coach, we're gonna beat Milwaukee.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
Right. And that's the only reason why I can say y'all can beat them, I think. But I don't know. I think 7 games, fucking Doc, yeah. I can't rely on Doc.
That's why I said I don't think the only team I think that'll give them problems. I think the Brooklyn. I think New York is definitely giving them problems. Definitely be a matchup problem for the Celtics.
I think the Pacers too.
Pacers a bad matchup for them.
Yep, sure. Pacers in New York. You're right.
Yeah, both of them two teams are bad matchups for the Celtics because I don't know what it is, but the Celtics didn't play well against the Pacers at all, and New York. They gotta have Julius Randle though, because if they have Julius Randle, that's gonna open up everything for Jalen Brunson. Because we don't have an answer for Jalen Brunson. That's I already know that for a fact.
Bad matchup, I think.
Who?
Orlando.
but they young. That's the only reason why I wouldn't pick Orlando because they still young. So they still have to figure out and go through that up and down period. But I think that that the Pacers, because of the way that they play and the way they like to run up and down the court, that's going to be an issue for the Celtics. And then New York, the guard play is going to be something to behold. Because Rick Brunson, why I keep calling this man Rick Brunson? Jalen Brunson can literally score anytime he wants. And then you have Randall in the post, and then you have OG Anunoby on the wing. He going to tear Jaylen Brown up. I'm telling you right now. So whoever's checking
Drew Holiday now.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be big enough to shake Anunoby though.
He's
That's the
checking
only
Brunson.
problem. Man, ain't nobody checking Brunson. I watched that dude, like, nobody checking him. Like, he gonna give you fits. Like, I done seen this dude give people fits. Because, like, I never seen a dude that could score so easily, but make it look so hard. Like, the dude could score on anybody. And that's the thing, like, you be like, I'm gonna just play him to his strong hand. He can go right just as good as he can go left. Like, the dude can score. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like he's a problem because he can score. So it's like you have certain teams or certain players you can like, oh, I could play him this way, I could play him that way. You literally can't play him because he can shoot and he can get to the bucket.
Oh wow.
That's why I say he's a problem.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I say Knicks championship in 3 years. If they stay healthy.
Everybody together.
That ain't
If
gonna
they stay
happen.
healthy and keep this team with this
That ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you
top
why it's
draft
not,
pick they got too, they should be good.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna happen. What happens when teams start getting successful like that? Cats start getting jealous of one another.
I want more money.
Yep. That's why I say it's not gonna happen. And unless the only way that's gonna happen is somebody take the back seat. And I don't see that happening. Between Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, nah.
Well, so I think Jalen Brunson will be okay. He doesn't seem like he care about that. To me personally, he's already got his money. It ain't like he's going to get a fatter contract, at least for the time being. I think they play well together. I think it's just a matter of if Randall keep balling out. Like you say, OG been a good fit for him. I like New York. Yeah, I think they'll be okay, Don.
Okay. We're gonna see. Y'all think the Bucks can turn it around, or y'all think they done?
I mean, they ain't gonna do nothing in the playoffs with Doc. That's how I feel. Doc is their downfall.
No,
They're gonna be good through the regular season.
That's not true. They're gonna get you that good first round, and then they're gonna go home. He definitely gonna get you the first round. That's what he does. He gonna always get you to the first round.
Right now, they're matching over Indiana in the first round. And they ain't beat Indiana yet, so
that's a bad matchup for them. That is a bad matchup for them.
Yeah. Indiana got a lot of scoring, man.
Yeah, that's a bad matchup for them.
And,
so right,
Tyrese be hitting them with the Dame time. Tyrese be doing the Dame time to him.
Because look, right, the Pacers only 4 games back of the Bucks. That's catchable. That's what I'm saying. Like they can't miss too many more games. Because it's how many games left? Like maybe 30 games left, I think.
Yeah. What's the record? What's the record?
So right now, Indiana is 31-25. The Bucks are 35-21.
Well, it's 56. Yeah. A little bit under 30.
So
like 28 games right there.
That's what I'm saying. So if the Bucks need to stay hot or get hot, because right now they're on a 2-game losing streak. The Pacers on a 1-game winning streak. So right now, they got to figure it out and figure it out fast. Because if not, then some serious trouble. Yeah. So I hope that they can turn it around because I want to always see the best of the best. But if the Pacers so happen to take them out, so be it.
Yeah. Pat Beal was up too, though.
Huh?
I mean, Pat Beal was a good pickup to me. He's not going to be a star, but he's vocal. Maybe he his mouth and get everybody to play a little bit harder. Like he got
You're right.
Kind of...
That was a good pickup.
All right. So right now, the Pacers play the Pistons tomorrow, Thursday, and then the Bucks play Minnesota on Friday. That's something we gotta keep our eyes out on. Is that those two teams right there, the Bucks and the Pacers, because those are the two teams that are gonna go up and down, I believe. Because right now the Bucks on a 3-game or 4-game losing streak, and hopefully they can retool it now. Because if not, they're gonna be in some serious trouble.
Yeah.
Pacers got some tough games.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
you know, Doc gonna have an excuse. I should have came during the middle of the season and have a chance to put my team in, my system in. We had a whole year.
You gotta fix your voice, Rome. You gotta fix your voice.
I tried.
You gotta go real deep with it. Well, you know, if it was me, you gotta go real deep. I can't do it.
I
But,
think
anyway,
it'd be
no,
easy
because
to
think
talk
about this, right? Just think about this real quick.
All right.
If the 76ers go further than the Bucks, what is that gonna say about that?
That would be bad.
Yeah. Instead of paying 3 coaches, they're gonna be paying 4 because they are.
I'm just saying, think about this for a second. If the 76ers, without Joel Embiid for a good portion of the season, gets further than the Bucks get, yeah,
It's not a good look at all.
you might need to let this man know something, because to me, that shouldn't happen. But anyway, I'm banking on Joel Embiid coming back for this season. Would y'all think he should sit out the rest of the season, or I think he should come back?
So for me,
He has to come back and at least play 15 games.
Okay.
So for me, the only way I would come back if I was him is if it wouldn't affect my long-term health. Like if he rushed back and you know can possibly get hurt again, you know, like when KD came back and rushed with Golden State, end up, you know, being out for a whole season. If it's gonna be one of them things, he might as well sit out, you know, the rest of the year. But if it's something where he can come and possibly still, you know, contribute to the team, then I say come back. I mean, because if you're healthy, why not?
Yep. Especially if you're healthy, you got to come back. I mean, do y'all think they can win with him healthy?
I don't think
That's the only way they can win. Because if he ain't healthy, they ain't winning.
right.
I know what I'm saying. Y'all think he can come out the East, him healthy?
I don't think it's in the jail personally.
Yeah. Because
I think sit out. I don't think they got a chance to win. I'm sitting out the rest of the season.
that's smart.
Being fully healthy.
That's smart. But I guess it's gonna be because then, all right. So that's twofold. The one side is gonna be he taking care of his body and he doing what he needs to do for his body if he sits out. The second part of that is why he abandoned his teammates. Why he not out there trying to fight if there's nothing really wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's like it's kind of messed up because they're gonna challenge him in his position of him sitting out, whereas opposed to like, hey, all right, we're gonna chill out. We're gonna let you start over next year. It's gonna be like, why weren't you there for your teammates? Your teammates have been hurt or injured and they still playing. Why can't you?
Right.
That's the only reason why I think he's gonna come back. If it was no backlash from it, I think he would do it. Meaning sit out.
All he has to say is, I'm the process.
True. I mean, if you talking about your best player. If he's healthy and able to play, and it's not going to you know risk a long-term injury, he got to play, man, or else that looks bad to the rest of the team.
But that's my point. Like, but okay. So let's just say he come back and he's 75%. Do you think that's enough for him to keep playing?
No, because that's a higher chance of injury. You know, like if you
But it's gonna be high anyway because think about it. He hasn't played in about a month or so, right?
Right.
So you figure by the time he get back out on the court, they're gonna do the drills, work out, blah, blah, blah. But by the time he physically gets back out on the court ready to play, is a possibility he's still gonna get injured.
So he's a high risk. He's a high risk without the injury of being injured.
That's what I'm saying. So
He lose some weight, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
that probably would help.
Yeah,
I mean, we ain't seen Zion on the report lately.
yeah.
So, I mean, he doing something right because he playing.
Yeah, and he's still big.
All right. So, which team is the biggest threat in the West right now? The biggest threat to Miami, Minnesota, and OKC.
I don't really think they're threats.
Right.
Coming down to the wire, I mean, I still think it's Denver,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Clippers, and even Phoenix. If Phoenix get it together, I think they could be the team to beat. I'm gonna go with Phoenix, but I like Dallas. I'm liking Dallas.
So those would be the threats to the West right now. So, like, because what I'm saying is the Timberwolves and the Thunder are 1 and 2. So who would be the top teams that you think, or a team that you could think that could take over those two teams? So you're saying you think it will be
nobody. No one's gonna take them over in the standings.
Right.
You don't think nobody's gonna come close to beating Minnesota or OKC?
In the standings?
Yeah, by the end of the season.
No.
You feel the same way, Ron?
No, well, so it's possible, but I'm thinking long term past just the playoff standings. That's what I think. The playoffs is what determine everything. It's possible somebody might catch it. They go on a little spell where they kind of can't win or something. But I don't think there's something to be overly concerned with though. I think the playoffs matter because I feel like the vets kind of coast. Then when the playoffs come along, they play a little harder, a little bit better, put a little bit more into it.
So the reason why I'm saying that is because I firmly believe the Clippers could get that spot. I definitely believe Denver could get that spot. And I definitely believe Phoenix can get that spot. I think any of those three teams could take over that number 1 or number 2 spot because they're only between 3 to 4 games out of that spot anyway. So that's not a lot of games. Minnesota, we don't know what they're going to do the second half of the season. Yes, they had a pretty good run right now. I put more faith in OKC than I do in Minnesota because I think Minnesota they're a good story for now. I think OKC longevity is going to be better. And that's why I could feel like I can see OKC being number 1. And I can see the Clippers also being number 1 and Denver. Denver got the experience to get back to that number 1 spot. Because the ultimate goal is you want home court advantage throughout the playoffs.
Right.
And if you can maintain or get that number 1 seed, you're going to have it throughout the playoffs. So I don't know how many teams want that position. I'm assuming all of them do. And don't look now, but the Dallas Mavericks are on a 6-game winning streak. So right now they 32-23, 7 games back from the number 1 spot. So that's what I'm saying. Like these teams can literally flip it and put in the time and effort, and they can actually move up in the standings. And so that's why I say I think Clippers, Denver, and Suns, like you said, Sean. I think all those guys are threats to the number 1 spot because Minnesota's not gonna keep it.
Right. So I agree with both of y'all. I think long-term playoff series, nobody wants to see the Clippers.
No. Too much firepower.
Right.
Like the matchup I want to see in the Western Conference Finals is the Clippers and Phoenix. I want to see that matchup, or the Clippers, because Denver is not the same team it was from last year. So if it was the same team from last year, I want to see Denver and either the Clippers or the Suns. But right now, my Western Conference matchup, I want to see Clippers and the Suns.
You don't think Denver is a threat?
No, I think they need Bruce Brown back. Because they need Bruce Brown back. They need that defense back because he helped a lot of stuff out on that defensive end to the point where they can transition it into the offense a lot. And because he's not there, as you can tell, they're not playing like they were playing last year.
Right.
Because the defense was a lot better.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right. We're almost out of here, fellas. So do y'all think the Warriors are finally done? Rome, I already know how you feel about this.
So I will say this. Well, Sean, go ahead. I'll talk last.
I mean, I think it just depends on matchups. I don't think they're done. They can make it into the play-ins.
Mhm.
And once they get in the play-ins, I wouldn't want to see them in the play-in or
So right now,
in the playoffs.
they in the play-in right now at 27 and 26. They the 10th seed.
Yeah, especially if I'm a young team like Minnesota, OKC, I would want to see Golden State in the first round.
No.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Definitely
no
not.
telling you. Playoffs is a different story. For all we know, Clay could just turn and get hot through the whole goddamn playoffs, and it could be a wrap. And all, you know what I'm saying? Or Andrew Wiggins could come out and ball like he was balling 2 years ago. I don't know. Golden State's scary. I wouldn't want to see him.
So I'm kind of like y'all. The only team that I would have a concern with Golden State is Minnesota and OKC because they're young. I think everybody else will run through them. But I was looking at their when I tell y'all that I think Golden State is done, it's because they got a $200 million payroll, luxury tax that they're paying, and they're gonna be in the play-in. I just don't think that's working personally. But after I looked over their roster and their salary, they got a couple of trump cards. So Clay is coming off the books, but Chris Paul got like $30+ million in expiring contracts, and it's only like a guarantee of minimum deal that I think a team will take. Now, will they give up assets for it? I don't know. But if they can manage to get rid of Chris Paul's contract, they might be in business.
Yeah, Chris Paul done after this season.
Yeah, I think so.
So he definitely, he's done, but like he's got like a $30+ million non-guaranteed contract essentially. So they might be able to, find a team that's willing to give up, But I would think that it has to be a player that will push them over the hump. And I just don't see no team giving up a player that puts them over the hump for salary cap relief, personally. So Don, how many more good years, either one of y'all, how many more good years do you think Steph has?
as many as he need. I don't think his window is closed. As long as he can still run, because shooting ain't never gonna go anywhere. So as long as he can still run around on the court, he can dribble the ball. I think he got at least another 4, 5, maybe 6 years.
And peak condition. You saying like in peak, like what we see now, like not necessarily prime time Steph MVP, but like where he's serviceable that you willing to pay him $60 million for per season.
Yes, because you got all right. So look at it like this: if I'm paying him $60 million, how much money is he bringing into me?
Don't get me wrong. I think he deserves it. Like he's worth, but I'm saying like just for performance wise.
But
like,
yeah,
he's worth that kind of money.
If he's still averaging, go ahead, Sean.
Better players around him,
right?
He ain't got to do as much. All you got to do is sit out there and shoot. He could play for I think he got a good 6 years left. All you got to do is put players around him. More players that you put better around him, the longer his career is. That's pretty much, because he ain't doing much. He's a shooter. He could still, like Dunn said, he could still dribble. He can still create his own shot. Even if he gets slower, he's still gonna be able to get that shot off.
Definitely. The shooting never goes anywhere. Athleticism always leaves, but shooting never leaves you. Like if you're a shooter and you've been a shooter since your grade school, you're gonna always be a shooter. Look at his dad. You know what I'm saying? His dad played for a long time. Like you gotta think about it. Like he's gonna play for a long time. Yeah. So that's why I say I look at it like he gonna keep on playing. Like I don't, unless he gets an unforeseen injury or something like that happen.
Right.
He'll be playing for the next 5 to 6 years easily.
So I do agree that shooting is the last thing to leave. I just don't know in 3 years that I'm willing to pay him $60 million for what he might be giving out. That's what I'm.
But the part that you're missing out on is if you pay him $60 million, what is the rest of the team gonna look like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so now if they can manage to get rid of Chris Paul contract for,
he's not gonna be there after next year.
No. But they have to they're not just gonna let his contract expire. They're gonna have to try to get another asset. They got Clay coming out the books as well. So if they can manage to get somebody for both of them players, or either Clay coming back, it sounds like he's on board, that he's willing to come off the bench. He seems like he's willing to take less, so I think that helps. But if you can't get somebody for those two players, then I wouldn't waste Steph's last couple of years that he has left, with nothing. That's what I'm saying.
But that's the person who built the whole thing, though. Like, you gotta let him walk out the way he want to walk out because he built this. Like, he literally has built this whole thing. If it wasn't for him, we don't have no championship rings, none. So you gotta owe him that much to let him walk away on his own, as opposed to you forcing him out. This is how I feel about it. Like, I'm gonna let him know what I want him to let me know when it's it. Like that, I can't do this no more. I'm done. Then he do that, I'm good. I'm glad you told me. I appreciate everything that you did for us, because every organization has to move on at some point. But it's up to that team to do right by him, just like he did right by them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, until then, I'm just gonna keep trying to do what best I can to get you a championship. That's all I can do.
Exactly.
You're right. I mean,
See, I don't like to me. I don't think Steph has fell off so much. I just don't know how many good years he got in him that he can carry a load without help. So Kuminga is coming along, I give him that. But you talking about the second and third best players. Clay pretty much done. Draymond done. So you got Steph on the island by himself, and I don't think that's fair to him. With a up and coming player in Kuminga, as a in position, whatever the cat name that took play spot.
So what do you suggest they do then?
I ain't gonna lie, like personally, I get it. Like, I mean, I'm kind of torn because I do agree with y'all. Like, he's one of those players that deserve to leave on his own terms. But if I'm just strictly about what's best for the team, I'm getting rid of him and start doing.
Then if you get rid of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's gone. Who are you gonna bring in there that could replace him?
So I mean, he's not. Like, that's the thing. Like, so Golden State, not the Lakers, where they're gonna constantly keep having great players. They're gonna have to build through the draft again and start over, but they get rid of their payroll and start anew. Because
But then if you let him go, watch what happens after that. The minute you trade this dude, watch what happens to the organization after that.
Now, it has to be on him, but I think right now, if you get rid of Steph, you can get some great pieces for him because he's very valuable. 2 years from now, he won't be as valuable to me. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying to you is you can't get rid of him, because if you get rid of him, he's the only person that people are coming to see right now in Golden State. If he's not on that team, who else are they coming to see?
So that's why you got to take advantage. So this is what I'm saying. So he's still on to me hot right now, where people would give up enough assets for him. In 2 years from now, I don't think a team would.
If he's doing the same exact thing he's doing now in 2 years, I don't foresee him slowing down. I don't foresee him stopping.
Well, it's just the age factor. I think that's
has LeBron slowed down?
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's anomaly though. And like, now I will say this.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'm using your comparison. If he hasn't slowed down, what makes you think Steph's gonna slow down?
I mean, because he one of the few players in history that's done this. Now, Steph, because of
what major injury has Steph ever had?
But he had them ankles early on. Like, that's the only.
Since then, what major injuries has this man had?
He had no major one. He's been a little in and out, but like now
that's my point.
Right, but in a normal situation, so I do agree with you. So if LeBron wasn't like alien or whatever it was, like LeBron would be on the downhill before Steph will, because shooting is the last thing to leave. I agree with you on that. Like, in a normal situation, Steph has more longevity than most players because, of his shooting.
So he's going to continue to have longevity because he can shoot. That's what's going to prolong his career even further. So you're trying to tell me that at some point Steph Curry is going to turn into Ray Allen. Is that not true?
Yeah, but I don't think in 2 years he's a number one option. That's what I'm referring to.
But what I'm saying to you is he's still going to get his money because of the draw that he is.
Right. And
so as long as I'm Golden State, I have to keep that. Because if I let this go, what else can I serve up the fans to have them coming back to watch these games?
Okay. All right. From this aspect, then, do you keep playing a $200 million payroll for a play-in team?
If there's no other option, yes.
Gotcha.
What other option do I have at this point? If that's what's going to sell the tickets and keep people coming into the games, yes. Why would I blow up the team, be mediocre if that for the next 5 to 7 years? Because you're gonna have to wait for it all to come around again in order for them to be good again. And if you start that process now, like you're saying, it's gonna be probably another 5 to 7 years for them to get back to where they are now, if they can get back to that. Because they've had several teams that have been close, but nobody was able to ever get over the hump besides Steph.
So, and I'm just speaking hypothetically, not that Ed is a good option. So, if I'm Golden State, I'm going for like a team that needs, you know, Steph to get over the hump, because you got to have an incentive. So, and I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying Ant would be one, but like, so if I can steal a young player like an Ant or an up and coming player for Steph, I'm getting rid of him. That's what I'm referring to.
I agree.
Like, in 2 years, you can't get an Ant for a Steph, but right now you can.
Right.
So why, if I'm Minnesota,
But
if I'm Minnesota, why would I give up Anthony for Steph, for Agent Steph?
Only because like,
it could put you over the hump.
Right.
But you need Anthony to get you over the hump with Steph.
Check this out. Like, for instance, if Boston gave up Jaylen Brown for Steph Curry.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm still losing a piece.
Yeah. But
Right,
you're getting Steph Curry.
Right, but I'm still losing that intricate piece on my offense and defense.
But you're in win now mode, though. Steph is win now mode.
Right.
Jaylen Brown is the future.
No.
Right.
Would Jaylen Brown sell as many tickets as Steph would in Golden State?
He's not, but like you still going to be competitive moving forward, and you can,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I understand what y'all saying. I'm not doing it. It doesn't make sense to me for me to do that. And especially if I got a box office name right now, I'm not giving him up for just anything. Just me. I'm gonna let him go out on his own sword. Whenever he tells me he's ready, hey, let's do it. But until then, I'm gonna ride it out, because I don't see anywhere where I can get the same amount of money that I'm gonna get off of him in return. It's not possible.
But so think about this, Don. You're in a $200 million. You like, so they're in April. So they with Steph, like, so they're in a $200 million negative right now having Steph and the team that they have right now. So Steph is making the money, but you $200 million behind just from starting out with him. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm looking at.
I'm not looking at that because like I said, Steph, after this year, Klay coming off, or he's gonna restructure his deal. Draymond may or may not come back. Chris Paul gonna probably be gone somewhere else. Then you're gonna have all of the young cats, right? And Wiggins. So I'm really in limbo at this point. At the end of this season, you're gonna be in limbo. So if you're gonna get rid of your best asset after the season, then you're gonna start from scratch. Whatever scratch may look like. So if you're gonna start from scratch, you might as well get rid of everybody. And once you do that, once you do that, just know that everything is gonna go downhill from that point forward.
But see, think about this. So to me, what makes Steph is Klay. Like the Splash Brothers is and I'm not saying that Steph needs him, but the way they spread the floor, the offense they have, you don't do that without both of them. You see what I'm saying? Like the constant movement, you gotta give them the space because of the shooters. Now, if you can find a shooter like Klay, then cool.
But he did pretty good without Klay though. When Klay got hurt.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's been having a decent season, but is it a championship material? That's what I'm referring to.
He's won championships before. He ain't the problem. It's the team.
No,
that's what I'm saying to you. It's not him. It's the team that's the problem.
Right.
The team got to get better around him. So if they're not going to make the team better around him, he can only do what he can do with what he has.
So I guess, Sean, you get the first portion of what I'm saying. Well, my thing is, I don't think Draymond and Klay or Chris Paul can get you nothing. In my opinion, Steph is the only somebody that can bring something back. That's the only reason that I would get rid of him. Not because I think he's done right now or nothing like that. That's all I'm saying.
But that's what my point to you is, that to me, it doesn't make sense from an organizational standpoint to get rid of my best player. I can get rid of Clay. I can get rid of Draymond. I can get rid of Wiggins. I can get players back that can replace them to a certain extent. I can't get another Steph back. That's what I'm getting at. I will never be able to get another Steph back.
I'm not
Either way, Golden State winning no championship within the next 10 to 15 years, so it don't matter.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So why pay all this money in luxury tax?
So okay. So what team you think is going to win the championship in the next 10 years?
It won't be Golden State.
Okay, so what will be another team you think will win it in the next 10 years?
Boston.
Let's say the next 4 or 5 years. Who you think will win it?
Boston, New York,
Mhm.
Clippers.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me look at Dallas.
Mhm.
Let me look at the other teams.
Bucks got
Minnesota, OKC, and Phoenix.
Okay, so
in Denver.
that's a strong 8 teams, right? So that's 8 teams. So you didn't name the Lakers, right? So would you do the same thing to LeBron?
LeBron in a different category. Like, so, I mean, I'm dead serious. Like, so
okay. So if you had the opportunity to trade Steph or LeBron, would you do it?
No, because like, so this is
I
the
would.
thing. No, so I'm saying like Steph, like LeBron has 1 year on his deal. He's doing 1 year at a time, so he controls whatever he do. Steph got like 3-4 years on his deal, so I would accept this trade for Steph because he's locked in. I wouldn't accept a trade for Bron and he can leave at the end of the season, you know, if he decides to. And he can come join Steph, you know, my team. I wouldn't do that for that perspective. Now, if everything was equal where they was locked in for 4 years, then yeah, I would trade LeBron as well. But I just think he's old, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
4 years ago, yeah, LeBron is worth it. I think LeBron is worth it. Like, he's just too old to me. But I'm just saying, like, they're not the same strictly because they don't have the same contract. LeBron he controlling his destination move forward. Steph got 3-4 years on his deal. He don't have the same leverage.
He actually, we went through this before. He actually does. That no trade clause don't really mean a whole lot like you think it does, because it's ultimately still up to the player to decide if he wants to accept that trade or not.
No, we agree. I agree with. Okay, all right. Think about this. So, I'm the Lakers, right?
You gotta go, Sean.
No. Okay. I'm like, so done based on what you said. Right?
Here we go with this.
LeBron, like, just say we trade LeBron for Curry at his trade deadline that just passed, right? LeBron opts out his contract at the end of the season. I didn't got Steph Curry for nothing. So why would I take on LeBron and he can leave me and come right back to the Lakers if he decides to? That's what I'm saying. That it's not the same.
But you said you're in the win now mode, though, correct?
Right, but I'm saying like LeBron.
But listen, if you in the win now mode, like you just said, if he's the piece that you think that can help propel the team to the next level, why would you not want to do it to gain another championship?
It's not a team that he's going to take to the next level. It's just him at 39 years old.
He doing it with the Lakers, ain't he?
No, I mean, like, I honestly, like, LeBron is not a number one option to me anymore. That's to me. Like, I don't think he's the number one option at 39. And I wouldn't I'm not foolish enough if I'm a GM, I'm not going to give Steph up for a 3 year, you know, he locked in for 3 years and LeBron can leave me at the end of the season. That just makes no sense to me. Now, if you're talking about like an Anthony Edwards that's locked in, yeah, I'll do something like that. But I'm not foolish enough to trade for a 39-year-old player that can retire any moment or walk away. That don't make any sense.
Okay. All right, fellas, we done.
And you love LeBron, don't you, man? How you always
because what I'm trying to do is pick an equal. Who else would be his equal? No, I'm saying who else would be his equal though?
Man.
Who would be his equal?
But LeBron controls his destination. He signed a 1 year plus 1 deal player option. He's not nobody.
I just asked one question.
But I'm saying but it's always Bron. Like, why not Durant? Why not anybody but Bron?
Who is his equal is what I'm asking you.
That's what I'm saying. He don't have one because he controls his own destination.
You're not listening to the question that I'm asking you.
I am. That's what I'm saying. But you can't.
No, you're not, because I'm asking. It's a simple question. who would
He
be
said it's no
considered-
equal.
That's
It's
what I'm
no
saying.
equal. That's what he said. It's no equal.
LeBron did the trade. He did the trade clauses, and after that, he signed a 1+ deal where he can't
I'm
be
talking
traded.
about Rome. I'm not talking about all the other stuff which you talking about. I'm
Ke-
saying strictly
Kevin Durant would be a more equal to Steph Curry than LeBron would.
strictly on the court is what I'm saying. As far as
It'd be a
so
Kevin-
who's older, Steph Curry or Kevin Durant?
they close.
Okay.
That would be a better comparison, though.
All right, never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and finish.
Everything revolves around LeBron.
Because the only reason I'm comparing the two of them is because they're closer in age. That's the only reason why I brought him up.
No. Durant and Curry is closer in age than LeBron and Curry is.
Curry's, I think, 35, and KD's like 34, I think. And then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're close in age. LeBron 39.
Okay.
I know everything revolves around LeBron for you, Don.
I thought Steph Curry was older than that. That's why I brought up Steph Curry and LeBron.
They just
I
not
thought Curry
equal.
was like 36. I didn't know he was 33, 34. I thought he was older than that. That's why I put them two together. But it ain't that I have nothing against LeBron. I could care less about this man at all in my lifetime. So you gentlemen enjoy your evening. You have a great one.
Everything revolves around them, though, Don. You might not really.
It does.
But
I
every
only
question, who
compared
we
the
talking-
two
LeBron
because
was-
I'm comparing them because they're the two stars of the face of the NBA. I
But I'm
compare them because there are
we
two.
talk about LeBron is always going to make it into the equation, no matter who it is or what it is. Well, if we talk about defense, you be like, what about LeBron?
Did I bring him up at all?
Hey,
The
Sean,
only time I brought this.
don't let Sean
huh?
have everything not been about LeBron, regardless of what we talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with you though. It's the same. It's all the same.
He's like, he ain't on the same level though.
Huh? I didn't hear
He's
you
not-
cut out.
To me, he's not on the same level as them.
No, I'm saying you bring them up too. That's all I'm saying.
If I don't bring him up if we're talking about specific subject. No matter who we talking about, we talking about Luka and Steph not playing defense. What about LeBron defense?
GPS. The other day, I kept telling you, I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about Gary Payton.
I said he's not. I say he played defense. I mean, he's a defensive player.
The
You
whole
actually-
argument.
No,
No, hold on.